All right, Brett. If no one knows you, so let's just imagine I have no idea who you are. Obviously,
Yes.
I know who you are. What are your accomplishments, Brett? And it doesn't just have to
Man,
be wrestling. It can be
right.
career. It can be literally anything that you define as an accomplishment.
The greatest accomplishment is marrying Callie Joe Bradford. Because Lord knows I did not deserve her. So that's definitely number one, or it's up there. Um, and I get to serve with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes full time here
Mhm.
in Columbia, which is Adair County, then Russell County and Taylor County. But I don't know if I actually got to tell you this. I'm the new SCA international representative for the state of Kentucky.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I guide and lead trips to uh, East Africa. So Egypt is kind of where we're stationed right now, or where we have partners at right now. And so help lead trips there. We gone last year. We're going
I know,
again this upcoming year. So
dude.
pretty stoked about that.
Still have
Wild.
your souvenirs. They're in my room actually.
Come on.
They're just chilling there, like in my case of like things that people have like given me. Like I have like a souvenir wall. So you're up
Yeah.
there on the
Someone gave me
wall.
these chopsticks from China. So that was pretty
Really?
cool.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Any
I
was
collect
it
a
like a
couple things
Chinese
there.
student?
No, it was someone I met at this conference.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
like an international type convention. That's the convention center right next to 4th Street Live is the international something something something.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been there before. Maybe
They did
yeah.
national duels there this year, but
Is that not where they did national duels? The same like where we were?
not the no, it's different because where we
Oh.
were was closer to the amusement park.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was by Kentucky Kingdom. I
I went
remember that.
there by the way last summer.
It's
It's pretty
whack.
cool.
I
It's
don't
all
know.
right.
I don't like it. It's whack.
I
It's
haven't been to
whack.
an amusement park in forever, so I settled. It's
Yeah,
not bad.
it's like okay. Yeah, I think it's okay if you don't go to an amusement park very often.
Yeah, but if
The
you've been to
the
the real deal, then it's
yeah,
like you're
yeah.
settling big time.
The Louisville Zoo is pretty awesome too, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't know if you like
yeah,
zoos or if you're one of those
sure.
those people who think zoos are
Inhumane or something or whatever.
yeah. I love Joe Rogan said it. He was like, "What else would they be doing? Getting eaten? Like who cares? Like
Right.
there's nothing like
Well, a lot of them
honestly,
try to say like it's like a place for injured animals where they help, like so
yeah,
you know, or if like they were injured and they healed them, they putting them back into the wild would be a disservice or something.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind zoos.
One thing you didn't mention, Brett, is that you're a
Yeah,
national champion
that's right.
in wrestling.
2019,
You freaking
165-pound
how
national champ. 2017, 157 runner up in
yeah.
JUCO.
You see,
So
guys, that's why I love you, Brett. Because that was like the last thing that came to your mind, the last thing
hey,
you said when it came to your accomplishments, which is really cool because I like with my club, I started doing the whole coach rough thing. So with my club team at the end of practice, we all come together and sit down and we talk about like themes, like theme of the day.
mm-hmm. And
And obviously, me, you both like agree and think like the biggest theme was like we're more than this. Like that's the whole point of
yeah,
like when I'm talking to the clubs, like, dude, you're more than this. And that, Brett, I already know how you are, but
yeah,
people don't know. You're like you're like the embodiment of you're more than this. Like
man,
especially with
right.
wrestling. And that's why I like you. I mean,
Bet.
and I don't
I
like the
feel it.
cradles, but
Yeah,
I,
right.
I
Watch
like you.
out.
I was talking to Kyle Kirkham and I
Oh
asked him
yeah.
if you guys ever wrestled. And he said, yeah, you cradled him twice and you pinned them.
I did.
I was like, so you have beat another national champion. I can't say that I've done that yet. So
Really?
yeah, yeah. I don't think I've wrestled anybody else who won nationals. Oh, in a different division. I've
Sure.
wrestled I wrestled two guys who won nationals in high school. Tanner
Okay.
Farmer won Fargo twice, and then
Okay.
the guy I wrestled this year won he won NHSCA's and preseason nationals. But like that's
Sure.
high school. That's
Right.
not
It's a
college national
different.
tournaments. Like
It's
it's
different.
totally different. Okay, why'd you choose
Yeah.
the NAI instead of going to a Division
Yeah,
One
bro. But I
school?
was just thinking like, uh, it was just what was presented to me. I guess it wasn't Division 1 that I was scouted for, but Division 2 more so. I had some schools kind of scout me for Division 2, but just the vibe when I came on campus, man, I feel like it was tailored to athletes. So, and pretty much, I think most of the schools that are NAIA are the same way, but especially Lindsey, where athletes are huge demographic at the college. So, I mean, like the cafeteria was like super close and the gym was super close. So, like, I didn't need anything else. That's exactly what I wanted.
It was super convenient. Yeah, I think it what's the word? It appeals to the majority of students. And because the
Sure.
majority of students are athletes and everything's super, super convenient. That's why I like, and then it's like you could be like me and you, where you can be an RA, be a athlete, and like really it's not that big of like a stressor. Like you can like balance kind of having like a part-time job plus training and everything. And it's not like you have to run 15 miles to get places. Where a lot of like I went to the University of Illinois a couple months ago to train with Luke Leffman. They paid me a good bit amount to just train with some Division I dude. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, but the campus sucked because it's so big, dude. It was overwhelming. Like I got a fine for parking near the wrestling room. Like $100 fine.
Dang.
Yeah, I didn't pay that. I did not pay that.
Yeah, I tell the coach there, like, yo, take care of this for me, please.
Yeah, I did. And but it's too big. Like like the campus was like 15 miles long or like 15 miles wide. And like, Jesus Christ, like what in the world?
I couldn't maintain that on a day-to-day basis.
No, and there's too many students, man. Like just like walking on the campus. So it was like I don't think I really ever had like the perspective of what like a Division I school was like, because I never had been to one really, besides like University of Louisville. And this one's way bigger than University of Louisville. And just walking around it, I was just overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is intimidating. It was super intimidating for me. And
dude, I
don't know. I think I'm what's the word? I don't like to be around that many people, and I think Lindsey Wilson did it really well for me. Like, I mean, obviously I had like my group of friends and stuff, but it was still pretty small compared to.
That's why I love Christmas break even too, because like wrestler is still there, but nobody else is. So the campus is like yours.
Christmas break is awesome. Some people hate it. I love summer break. Summer break was my favorite time at Lindsey.
Yeah,
because I hung out with like this past summer. Like my last summer at Lindsey, it was like me and like 10 friends, like 10 of the international students, plus you were there, and just a couple other people were there, and it was like it was perfect. It was really great. Whereas again, like I don't even think anyone really stays at Division I schools during the summer. Like from what I hear, like most people are.
Man, I feel like staying year round is so much nicer, especially if you're an athlete.
Dude, I talked to Kyle Kirkham, Zane Lanham, and Andreas Bond, and I asked them like if they'd stay there in summer, and they're like, no. I was like, why? Like I feel like that's how, at least for like me and you, and if people don't know, like we won nationals the same year and we're on the same team. I feel like that's how like both of us like just skyrocketed during the summer, where
we were like traveling to different camps.
And,
like doing that stuff together, which is fun.
Yeah, and you're building like a relationship, which is I think is super important to win. I think that's why Grandview's so good. Like Grandview and Life, like both of those teams have really good relationships, like as far as like, as a whole. And for me, in my opinion, and you can speak on this, I don't think our school, for the most part, had as a group, I don't think our relationship was as strong, like as like a whole.
I think that's what's been struggling the past couple of years. But I mean, we're trying to do better. I feel like it's slowly getting there, but like I don't know, it's difficult.
It is difficult. How's like the new coaching staff? How do you like that?
I love him, man. I love Coach Camille. He's so funny.
He is hilarious.
But I could just chop it up with him all day long. Like.
Me too. When I went up there for that camp where we took that picture of all three of us.
Yeah,
he literally talked to me for like 2 hours, like in his office, and I was like, I gotta leave. Like I gotta get out of here because the camp's gonna start, and we're just gonna have talk the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, but hopefully I get I'm sure Jamil asked me to come back up again to do the same thing. So it'd be nice. I want
especially in the summer or something.
Yeah, I want to visit Lindsey a lot more.
Yeah, dude, we're always here.
Yeah, come whoop up on some of y'all. I ain't gotten worse.
Hey,
I'm still wrestling every day, wrestling and grappling every day. So
there we go.
I
I'm
still put
not.
the
So,
yeah, I know.
so that.
So do you like lifting or wrestling better?
I feel like lifting is much more attainable, like maintainable.
Yeah, it's much more. That's how I feel about jujitsu compared to
Yeah,
wrestling. It's slower pace. It's a lot safer, and it's
right.
like I don't know, like just taking a million shots all day. It's just not good for you.
Taxing on your body.
It is, and it becomes.
I still lift just as much as I used to, so that's just something that I just love, I guess.
I lift twice a week, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I lift twice a week, but it's. I mean, I'm in pretty freaking good shape. So
yeah.
but like I lifting became like less of a thing for me, but it's still a thing. Like I'm still doing it, but
right.
mostly training
I
jiu-jitsu.
got my recent max is 225 for 20, which is the most I've ever done. So like
on bench press.
We're going up.
On bench press?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
Before it was like 15, I think, when you and I first started lifting.
Yeah, that's really good, dude. Because I think I got to 23. That was
and
I'm way bigger than you.
Yeah, bro. I'm still about like 200 right now, maybe a little bit more. I've been eating a lot of French toast, but I love French toast.
Hey, dude, that's okay. Fat is happy. We've earned our cake. To be honest,
come on,
we've did it. Have you had any contact with Coach Ruff since he left?
Yeah. So we're gonna see. I text him probably once a week. I send out like encouragement messages. I text to a lot of the coaches, and he's one of them. And we kind of chat a little bit back and forth. But then, since we're gonna go wrestle him on Wednesday, I'm gonna try and speak to his team or something. Man, he sounds like he's doing well, and he enjoys it over there. So I'm excited to go see him though.
Yeah, he's awesome. Forever. Man. We're like sports bros now. So like whenever there's like wrestling matches, we just text back and forth about the matches.
There we go.
So, yeah, he's awesome, man. I feel like my relationship with him's better now that I'm not wrestling for him than it was when I was wrestling for him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't bad when I was wrestling for him, but it was different for sure.
It's different roles now.
Yes, exactly, different roles. I'm gonna hit you with another question, bro. When did you start wrestling? What were your accomplishments K through 12?
Started wrestling when I was like 5, like as young as you could start them. That's when I started wrestling. And I mean, I'd win like, I don't even know, like I'd win like small tournaments here and there. Like I was the best average wrestler. But then when it came to like who's the best, I was always falling short in that. And so throughout high school, I mean, I went to state once, didn't place. But yeah, I won. So it's like conference here, but we call it sections up in Minnesota. I won sections my senior year. But otherwise, like my K through 12 is kind of uneventful in that aspect, you know, like, but in the moment, I was like the best on the team and everything. My team wasn't as good as some other teams.
Yeah, we're the same. Like, I never won anything huge in high school, but on my team, I was like, man, like I was invincible, basically.
Right.
Like, I was like, I think I'd be like, that's what we're striving to be like. And realistically, like I never like won state or nothing. I placed at Fargo, but still, like there was 6 other guys who just would whoop me if I would have wrestled them at Fargo. So
sure. Yeah.
It's like it sounds cool, but we all know like I was not close to the top when I placed.
Right.
Cool. Did you ever do any other sports?
Cross country my senior year.
Oh, I didn't know that. What? Wow.
Yeah.
How's cross country work? Like, is there different races?
Yeah. Well, it's just one big race, except for girls and guys, obviously. But it's a 5K. Bro, I loved it, man. It was a lot like, to me, in the aspect, the way it worked, it was a lot like wrestling, because like it's an individual sport, and you're just battling it out, and like it's cool because you can kind of see who has the same pace as you, and so like it could be a mental game if that guy is with you the whole time. And
yeah, you guys are pacing.
So that was a lot of fun to me.
Yeah, I did track, I did sprints, So I did the 100, and then I threw
Yeah.
shot put. I didn't throw discus because
Okay.
I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. I tried it once, and like I don't know if you've seen discus, but it's like there's like a really
Yeah.
weird technique to it, and I would
It
always just
is.
hit the ground. Like I couldn't actually
Uh,
throw it. We had a horrible coach. No offense, he was a nice guy, but he literally was just like point it at the sky and throw it as hard as you can. I was like, thanks. So what's the worst piece of wrestling advice you've ever gotten? Like on that note,
I don't even know, man. I don't really
it's,
listen to like
yeah, I know.
technique because I was no good at it. So I was
Yeah,
just like, I literally would fall asleep during technique time in high school. Like my coach would
yeah.
yell at me because I'd fall asleep.
What about mental? Like worst piece? Because for me, worst piece I've heard is just shoot, just shoot. You need to shoot
Sure,
more. Like especially in college, I got that advice. Not from Coach Ruff or nothing, but I've had like unsolicited advice where people are like, you just need to shoot more. I'm like,
sure,
I want you to shoot under that
right,
285-pound man 100 times. See how it
yeah.
feels.
Well, I guess one advice that my stepdad gave me towards my senior year, and it's not really like bad. He just kind of thought it'd be better, but like I would pin people so fast that like I wouldn't even wrestle a full match. He's like, you should just wait and play with them a little bit more, and then pin them in the match. And
No,
I
yeah,
got so mad at him when he first said that. I was like, no way. I just can't. Like, that does not register with me. It's not going to work.
no, I
If
agree
I'm
with
out there,
you.
I'm going to pin him as fast as I can. Like,
Yeah, dude, because why? Like, why keep the match going? What if you like risk injury, risk getting upset,
yeah.
like
Well, his thing
risk?
was he thought I should get some more, like, match time. Because, like,
Nah.
and plus, two, man, it was kind of like I'd cut all this weight for, like, a 30-second match. Like, I'm so frustrated, but that's what
So
happens when you're the
there,
cradle king.
yeah, that's what happens when you're the cradle king. And like, think about this. Like, if the reason I disagree with them too is because you're not chasing accomplishments or nothing. Like that's true, but it's like, how many pins did you have like that year, that senior year, like 17 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, imagine if you were just like, I'm gonna hold out and not pin these guys, and then like 7 of those guys figured out like after the first time that you
Sure.
didn't pin them, but they were just like, all right, I'm just gonna stall now. Like he might
Right.
win, but I'm just gonna now you've been like 10 pins, and then Brandon Reed would have the pin record for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like me and
No.
my 14 pins last season, and it was like
Hey, it's
I could
close.
never catch you, dude. Broke
Hey,
my
I was
heart.
trying hard.
I
In like JUCO too, I tried hard. I
yeah.
think in JUCO I had like 20 pins one season, and like I had it all my 4 years of like full seasons, and I had 50 some pins for
Oh my
like
god.
yeah. So I
I
was
had like
like pretty happy about that.
I had like 20 total. And that
Hey,
literally most of those came my last year was,
right.
and that's freaking crazy. Okay, this is awesome. You just made me think of just a random question. I thought it was
Okay,
awesome.
bet.
If you could get, and you basically already answered it. If you could get a tech fall or a pin, which one are you doing? Like, let's say you had to get a tech fall just so for the team to win, you had to get a tech fall. Would you rather just chase the tech fall or chase the pin the whole time? What are you thinking?
The pin for sure, because like all of my pinning combinations, I've like created ways where like if the dude breaks out of it, I can transition into another pinning combination. Which so maybe I don't get the cradle and he breaks out. Well, then maybe I can Turk him right after
Yep,
that, and
that's
then
exactly what I was
get
thinking.
a pin or get 4, and then like same thing. If he gets out of the Turk, then I have something I can move right after that. So I definitely chase for the pin.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Dude, one thing, so I totally agree with you. I actually just showed your cradle at my camp thing. I call it the Brett
Nice.
Bradford. So it's that exact transition where you do your crossface cradle, you get the guy on his back, he breaks out, and you lift the leg up and you turk him. And
Yeah.
it's like it's the Brett Bradford. That's the
It
combination.
just
It is.
works so easy. They
Yes,
just do half the work for you.
yes. This summer, I'm gonna pay you like $200 to come to
Come
one of my
on,
practices.
bet.
You have to do it. You have to come
All right,
because
for
I
sure.
think it would give a lot of value for people to see other people than just me, especially because I talk about you a ton. So people will
Yeah,
just see it. It would be really nice, and we could probably do a camp together too. I could probably set up
dude,
a
come
huge
on.
camp because I have a building now, like where I do my camp, my club.
Wow.
and stuff.
Nice.
So
Is that at Chewy's where you
yeah.
also do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Okay.
So they
Bet.
basically, there's like a day that they literally don't do anything that day. So it's just open to me. They're just take it.
That's
so
awesome, man.
yeah, it's really nice. And so I can run camps there, whatever. But yeah, I agree. I think chasing the pin is way better than chasing the tech fall. I think tech falls are like, I think tech falls are okay. Maybe for like,
it's like, are you a takedown wrestler, like on your feet wrestler, or are you a on the mat wrestler? I guess.
Right. You want to be Austin DeSanto, or do you want to be Bo Nickel? And it's like,
Yeah.
I want to be Bo Nickel. Like, bump being Austin DeSanto. I don't want to waste my energy and try to get tired. Like, if you can beat these guys by pinning them, I think you should pin them. I think Bo Nickel is like the same as you. I think he had like 60 pins or something. Like I seen it the other day. It's okay though. I was gonna ask what your favorite move was, but obviously we've already
cradle and head inside single to dump.
Yes, it's the ugliest, best thing I've ever seen. it's one of those ridiculous things where I'm like, dang, dude, why are you so good at this? This made me think, because in jiu-jitsu there's lots of wrestling, and lots of guys man, I mean, the best guys at jiu-jitsu, they're just horrible at wrestling. I mean, but god dang it, I will not underestimate anyone, because I have wrestled with you, and I know that if someone, even in the jiu-jitsu community, they might have a crappy wrestling background, they can still potentially take me down if they just like dedicate themselves to getting really, really good at one move. It's like, that's like for me, that's your blast double. Like if you're Jordan Burroughs blast double, Brett Bradford has that ugly single leg to dump. that one on the national toe. To the cradle. And I have an ankle pick. That's like, everyone usually has their moves that are like super, super important. What, transition a little bit, what was the hardest practice you ever had?
I think, like, I don't know, there's a couple, of course. We had some grinders, and we, like, you know, we had like hard drilling matches. But like for me, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily a wrestling practice in that, like a wrestling drill that was hard, but it was when we were doing sprints right before we went off to nationals. Like, because I don't think I was cutting that much weight, but like I was just exhausted at the end. We were just sprinting for like ever, and I really had to empty myself. Like I really had to, like, because it was so long that like I found myself like slowly wanting to be comfortable, and like I could get past the guy in first, so like I'm good. I'll coast there. But then I was like convicted, like, no, I need to like pour it all out. And so it was like in that moment that I kind of learned a lot. And the swimming practice once that we did, I almost died that day. What's wrestling a wrestling match now? Like, nothing. I almost died in the pool. Dude, I hated that.
That's true. I think like you mentioned like the sprints. I just remember like doing those sprints. And are you talking about the one where like we were running and then we'd sprint and everyone was like, the backup guys were just like screaming at us, like cheering us on. I just remember the whole time my side was cramping. Just the whole like 5 minutes into it, my side started cramping. I think I had too much caffeine or something. And dude, I was destroyed. I think that would be like the breaking point for me was just like that day was probably like one of my hardest. I feel like we went for like 30 minutes.
I know,
dude, it was ridiculous.
It was just like the pain wasn't going to go away anytime soon, so like you had to find, like, you had to come up with a morale that would push through the pain, even
for sure. So what are you thinking right before your wrestling match? You're warming up. What's in your mind? You're about to go out and wrestle from the national finals. What are you thinking?
Oh, let's send it. Let's have some fun, and let's just get after it. You know, like that's probably my thought process was like, let's have some fun. Like, this is gonna be good, and let's just send it.
Cool. What about anxiety? What if you're feeling like some butterflies in your stomach? How are you calming yourself down?
Definitely feeling butterflies. Like, to me, that's what makes it even more exciting. I always tell people, if you're nervous, it's because something great's about to happen. So
I just love that too. I forgot you have said that. Yeah,
that like helps cope with the anxiety, I guess. Like, and like just trying to focus my mind to like what I can control and what I can do, and like if everything went my way, what would it look like? And even throw some situations like, well, what if it doesn't go my way in this spot? How can I counteract? And so like just trying to have a couple mental like the tenacity, I guess, mentally already. Like, don't go into, like, I think it might be foolish to go into a match expecting that it's always going to go your way, because there's just so many factors where it couldn't, whether it's the ref, whether it's you roll your ankle and some, whatever. Like, so like trying to create different ways that I can adapt even in my mind before the match happens.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Like having like the situational awareness that it could all go wrong, and then like just being okay with that. Like being like, I would literally be like, all right, maybe I'll get headlocked. Okay, good, no problem. All right, maybe I'm gonna hurt my knee. Okay, good, no problem. Like, let's go. Like, I think towards the end, I felt the butterflies like you, but I was so good at handling it. Like just like, like whatever. Like, let's go. I still think the coolest thing is just like us winning together. How did that feel for you? Because for me, that's
awesome.
still the most special national tournament for me ever, and it was the first time I won. And it was because I had a friend who would win with me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like we were so hyped that you won, and then we found out we got second too, which was like also awesome. I was like, dang, that was crazy. I was so excited for your win. I didn't even realize that we had beat the other teams for second, which was like a close match.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
I was in the back warming up, and I was like shaking like while I was warming up, because I start warming up at 157. So I'm just hearing like
the crowd,
oh, like crazy stuff like that. And I'm just like, what's happening? Like, I'm gonna cry.
The crowd was crazy for mine.
Yeah, dude,
gosh, like
it was wild.
And we were wrestling Grandview, and so like everybody who wasn't Grandview, I felt like was cheering for me just because they want somebody to beat Grandview.
Yeah, dude, I literally was just dying on the inside. Like I could barely warm up until I heard you. Bro. When I heard you had won, I was like, I'm winning. I'm getting it.
Let's go.
I'm securing the bag. Like, let's go.
Right.
Like it was like the coolest feeling ever, because I was like, there's no way that we're both not gonna win. Like this has to happen for sure.
Dude, it was crazy, man.
It was crazy, dude. It's weird looking back on those days too, man, because it's like that was 3 years ago. Like that's super wild.
Like forever ago.
It does. It feels like a different lifetime. Like the maturity of like, I mean, I'm sure for you too, but like even for me, it's like how much I've matured since then to now, and not only like with my wrestling, but just like everything.
Yeah,
like,
life in general.
Life in general. It's just like, dude, biggest thing. I mean, this is not on wrestling side, but what is something you wish that you would have told yourself as like a college student starting that you kind of just, I mean, basically, what do you wish you would have told yourself as a college student starting? For me, it would have been save money. Like slowly save money. I'm doing fine, like as far as money goes, but I just think now, because I actually have like a savings and an emergency fund, I have like 4 different funds now. Whereas like when I was in college, I got money and I spent it. So it was so for me, I would have told myself, save money and put it in different areas. Don't put it all in one spot. How about you? What would you have said?
That's good. Your answer is way more responsible than mine. But I would have been like, don't worry about missing out. Like FOMO was something real in college. Like I really thought if I didn't do this, I'd be missing out on something great. But like wherever I was at, like I learned now, like wherever I'm at, I can grow. And like I don't need to go to this place to grow. I don't need to go to that place to grow. Like I can grow right here. And so like I probably would encourage myself in some way, shape, or form. Like you don't got to do everything that you want to do just because out of fear or whatever. And so like, and just to develop character more, just be more focused on developing that.
Yeah,
instead of all the distractions.
Yeah, FOMO is super real. For me, I felt that my first year, like the in 2019, the first year we won nationals, I felt that really bad. And then after there, I was just like, nah, I don't feel that way.
Sure.
I mean, I even felt that way honestly about Japan. I will say, I felt that way a little bit. Like after I graduated with COVID and stuff, like, dude, I still have a plane ticket that I bought 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
And it's like I had to come to terms with it, because it was like, dude, maybe I'll never get to go. I spent $2,000 on a ticket, and I may never be able to use that ticket, you know?
Right.
And it's crazy because like I think fear of missing out creates like lots of regrets too. I think fear of missing out makes you think that you're gonna have a lot of regrets. But then, you know, when you look back at it, like hindsight is 2020, right? you don't really
Yeah.
regret it. Like,
Right.
and that's like the biggest thing about like FOMO or fear of missing out is like in the moment you might, really be tempted to go do something stupid or not even stupid. You just go do experiences that aren't necessarily the best for like your whether it's your
Right.
wrestling or your life. But then like a couple months and even years down the road, you're gonna be like, for one, you're not even gonna remember wanting to do that. And two, if you do
Right.
reflect on it, you're just like, I don't really care that I didn't go to parties in 2019 or 2020 or 2021 during the
Yeah.
season because I can go to parties now. I'm an adult. Like I can go do whatever. And I don't do that now even. But it's
Mhm.
like there's nothing that like you could do that you won't be able to do 5 years from now, unless you're dead,
Right.
obviously.
And
You
you'll
know?
like never regret sacrificing things for what's really important. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
legacy,
sacrificed going to this trip where I could have flown over here and done that to go to a wedding with Callie. Like,
one hundred
at
percent.
first you feel like, oh man, I gotta go. But then like in hindsight, you'll be like, wow, that wedding really, like for me, that wedding really built me and Callie's relationship up. Or like
Yeah,
even when I was winning that, when I won nationals, like my hand was raised, and the guy's like holding your hand up and like he swings you around to the other side. I remember exactly what I was looking at. I said to myself, I'm so glad I didn't go to that buffet last weekend. I'm so glad I didn't binge on ice cream last weekend. Like,
that's what you were thinking when you won
I
nationals. I'm
remember
so
it very specifically. I don't know why, but I remember it so
dude,
specifically.
that's crazy. I started crying. Like I literally
Yeah,
was like, oh my god. I just literally was just like, oh my god, it was
dude.
worth it. Like, oh my
I
god,
feel like my smile was about to go into my eyes. Like, like
yeah.
it was just like I was
Yeah,
so
like
happy.
even like your picture, the people see like the thumbnail. Your picture's like you like this, like
Yeah,
hey,
right.
you look like you're high and it's high
Dude, it
on
was
life.
such an awesome experience. But like for real, that was something I was like, yeah, at first I thought, man, I really need to go to this buffet with the friends and experience that. But then like I realized that sacrifice for wrestling, I didn't regret it at all. I feel like there's so many things in life and ways we'll experience that if we can just fight past that FOMO.
Yeah, dude, because you could do it the day after. I mean, me and you, we chowed down
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, we did.
Like, so it's like you're not really missing too much. Okay, last
Mhm.
thing, dude. I've taken a lot of your time, so I don't want
No
to
worries.
burn too much of it. What is one piece of advice you would give a young person or just a new person starting wrestling?
Sure. Well, first to get existential, there's a saying that I've always loved, and it's
Hmm.
like, what does it profit a man to gain the world, yet lose his soul? And essentially, to apply that to wrestling, like, don't pursue championships so much that you start forsaking your relationships with family, forsaking, your relationship with coaches, but like who you are as a person. This is quotable. Get ready, because you're
Hmm.
gonna outlive your championship, but your character will outlive you. Like the way you pursue a championship is going to affect people way more than the championship that you already got. And yeah, let's sit on that for a second.
Oh my God, that was so good. That was Brett. This is why I asked you to come on, bro, because like I value the way you speak. It's beautiful, dude.
I
Jesus
appreciate
Christ.
it.
I'm gonna quote you at my freaking my
Come
practice
on.
at the very
But it's
end.
like, it's so true, man. Nobody walks around with their championship medals all over their neck for the rest of their life. Like, no, but half the people I meet don't even know I was a national champion. And if I say I'm a national champion, it really doesn't bring much weight. But the
No.
characteristics and the character that I built pursuing to be a national champion is what has won favor over and with crowds, with individuals. Like, that's what will carry on. And that's what people remember. There's a
Yeah,
famous
dude.
quote. It's like, people won't remember what you said. They'll remember how you made them feel. And so the way that you carry yourself is what causes that. And so,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
That's true. Like one of my biggest things right now, I'm really lucky to have the girlfriend I have. You don't really know. I haven't talked to you about her yet.
Right.
But she's like she works for like a bunch of social media guys, and that's basically her job is online and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the guys she works for, his name's Jason Tardik. He was on The Bachelor or whatever, and
Well,
he has a really good podcast. It's called Trading Secrets, and it's basically about learning the business side of different things, whether it's social media, monetizing your own small business, and different things. And he's like one of the biggest things, and she can correct me, but I'm sure because I've listened to all the podcasts. Is you need to figure out how to give value. Because if you're not people, no one cares what you did. They care what you can bring to the table. Like Jason was on The Bachelor, but no one cares about that. He was also like a financial advisor and a banker. People want the value he brings to people, like with his podcast, is that he is giving people like not just advice, he's giving people, things that they can do to build their financial success. Like for me, he's the reason I have multiple different places I put my money, and I've saved a ton of money because of it. And so like with wrestling or just with life in general, it's like, yeah, it's cool that, we won national titles. It's cool that Jason was on The Bachelor. Like those are really cool, like things, like accomplishments or whatever. But it's like after the fact, how are you going to use your platform? And how are you going to use your personality to bring value to people so people come back? Because you can get people to the door with, the title, but how are you going to keep them coming? It's, like I know that's a little rant or tangent, but that's what that just made me think of, is like you're so much more than your title,
Yeah.
But yeah, dude,
you can't bring it everywhere you go. Like
yes,
I guess my national championship ring is a perfect example. It's so big and clunky. Like I honestly hate wearing it. Like you want to wear it a couple times at least, but like it just doesn't. It's not comfortable. But the things behind the national championship ring are what's everlasting. And
so, I've literally never worn my encouragement. I've never worn my ring. I got my third ring is actually there at Lindsey Wilson, and they won't send it to me. Yeah, they won't send it to me. They told me I have to go to get it.
Right. He wants more incentive for you to come down here.
Yeah, more incentive. But no, dude, that man, you just pumped me up, dude. You just motivate me.
Come on.
I think that was like the perfect spot to like wrap it up, because that was dude, that was good. My whole day.
I know, bro. God just gave me that revelation like this morning.
Seriously, dude.
Your championships you will outlive your championships, but your character will outlive you.
Yes, dude.
Bro, and they both start with C, which is like perfect.
Yeah, you need to put that on a shirt, Bradford. Make it.
Bro, it just came to me. You're hearing it firsthand.
Yeah,
the first person I've shared that with.
Yes, and it's gonna be noted, and I'm gonna literally put that when I clip this tomorrow. So I'll edit it today, and then I'll put the clip up tomorrow. I always pick my favorite clip, unless the podcast absolutely sucks, because like I said, some people don't have good energy.
Sure.
But I'll clip this, put it on, because this one, out of all the ones so far, I already knew it's gonna happen. This gave me the most value. Like this was like now, like I gotta get an oil change today. I'm happy I gotta go get an oil change.
Bro, I was another question or kind of thought I was gonna bounce off of you is like,
go ahead.
Heard that quote, after you've wrestled, everything's easy. Well, actually, that's a lie, man. Life is still hard.
BS.
Dude, it's actually wrestling is easier because you can go and practice and then go and perform. Like, I know the guy's gonna do a double leg, so I'm gonna go in the practice room and practice getting double legged and try to defend it. But like, there's no way to practice getting rear-ended in the parking lot. There's no way to practice. Oh man, this bill came in. I was not expecting it. Like, now what do I do? Like,
there's no way to practice that when the wintertime comes. Your AC and your electric bill is going to be twice as much, even if you don't use the AC or electric. Like, like you said, like, this is why I say like it's important to think about like these little financial things. And this is why I disagree with that quote. I think wrestling is only valuable in so many areas of your life. Like wrestling does not make your life that much easier, you know. And that's why I said like you have to be more than. I hate that quote actually. I hate wrestling because it's not true. Yeah, because wrestling's not going to give you. You could be the best wrestler in the country, regardless of division. And if you're a bad person, no one's going to want to work with you.
That's why it comes back to the character aspect.
Yes.
Like, okay, well, at least in wrestling, I learned how to persevere.
Yes.
When unexpected stuff happens.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. Like wrestling brings value in certain ways, and it gives you a great attitude, and it allows. Wrestling has given me the ability to go into like jiu-jitsu and be able to practice consistently and be okay with the fact that I'm losing, because it's a new sport for me. But wrestling doesn't. I mean, wrestling pays my bills. Like my ability to teach wrestling pays my bills. But that again comes back to what we said earlier. I have to learn how to keep people in the door and bring value to people. So wrestling doesn't necessarily do that for me. Like wrestling didn't teach me how to bring value to others. It taught me how to bring value to myself. And like you said, like life is so much. It's not as black and white as saying like because I've met dudes who are really good wrestlers who now they're just some bum working at
Right.
7-Eleven
Exactly.
doing nothing,
Right.
or they're working in an office and doing some meaningless job for
Yeah.
them, like if
Sure.
yeah,
They're not
so
living a meaningful life. Well, another thing
exactly.
too, I tell a lot of athletes I speak to is like, if your sport isn't building your character, it's like completely pointless. Like if it's not building you up to be the man or woman that you're called to be, then
Mhm.
it's just a hindrance. Like why would you even want to have it in your life? Why would you devote so much time and energy? And that's why it goes back to like how a championship is ultimately pointless. Like one day your trophy's gonna get destroyed. You knock it off the shelf or something, or just rust just takes over or whatever. Like that's gonna be gone, and
Mhm.
but it's the character, it's the person that you're trying to become and growing to be that will last for a lifetime
Yep. I
and
told
more.
this regionals is this weekend. And I just worked out
Okay.
with one of my kids, Jackson, and he brought a friend up. Jackson's a really good wrestler. But who knows how the tournament goes out? He could win the tournament, he could lose, who knows? And I told him this at the end of practice, and you can quote me. I said, I don't care if you win or lose. Like it really doesn't matter. You've worked so hard for like 12 weeks. Like my privates are not easy. They're very difficult, especially for the
Yeah.
high schoolers. And it's like, dude, you have worked so hard and you've gotten so much better. If you lose, who cares? Like, I don't care. I'll see you next week. If you
Right.
lose, I'll still see you next week. I still love
Yeah.
you. You're still family to me. Everyone I do privates for, I love them. They're family to me. They're supporting me.
Right.
And I hope to support them. Like, and
Amen.
he knows it, dude. He like knows, like I can, cause he has this big dumb smile on his face when I talk to him, and he listens to this, and it's like, dude, like don't put so much value in the fact that you have won or that you have lost.
Sure.
Like don't take losing that seriously. Don't take winning that seriously. It's the pursuit
Yeah.
of just like high level competition that you should
Yeah.
love. Like the fact that you're pushing yourself because raw
Right.
results they come and go, but no one really
Mm-hmm.
cares. What's impressive is that you were able to keep wrestling and hopefully get a job after you're finished wrestling. Hopefully be able to have a
Yeah.
family and have kids and you know have a significant other that you care for and are able to take care of your bills and be a good person and be
Yeah.
persistent. But like results, who cares, man? There's so many national champions. There's so many. And there's so many state champions or regional champions or conference champions. It's like all that stuff really doesn't matter 5 years from now. So it's
Right.
just like I think the point of wrestling for me, the thing wrestling gave me the most value for, and what I try to tell the kids is like it just gives you the ability to continue to work hard. Like regardless of your
Yeah.
results, just continue to work hard because it
Mm-hmm.
compounds. Just like putting money in your savings account. Like we talked
Yeah.
about the vault, it's all interest is compounding, and
Yeah.
eventually you're going to be able to pull that out and use it for something else, regardless of its
Right.
wrestling related.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, another rant.
Yeah,
Sorry
man.
about that.
It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
heck
We
yeah,
could be
dude.
on here all day,
I know,
son.
dude. We gotta close this out, dude. I got big boy
Awesome.
stuff I gotta do. I gotta go get an oil change.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome talking to you, dude.
Dude, for real.
My day is a lot better, man. We'll have to catch up again
We
sometime
can always
soon.
do this anytime. Just let me know, man.
Yeah, dude. Definitely after the wrestling season is over, let's get on and talk. I mean, actually, I'll probably be up literally maybe like a week after the wrestling season's over to hang out and catch up with everyone. Other than that,
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
thank you
All
for
right.
coming on.
Appreciate
This
you,
was
man.
awesome. I'll see you
For
later,
real.
dude.
We'll be in touch.
See ya.
Peace.